the internet. The following contains content that this human behind me does not own personally. Content such as music, videos, sound, images, and all that jazz. So please, give my human a break and let her enjoy what she does. Seriously. Okay?
What is up, people of the internet? My name is Freelancer Amber, and welcome back to another Death Battle reaction video. This is one that they actually did a little sneak peek of this at the RTX Animation Festival panel at RTX, and they sneak peeked that the next Death Battle would be Optimus Prime from Transformers versus Gundam from Gundam, and it's finally arrived. And I know you all know who I'm gonna root for. I'm gonna vote for our red, white, and blue Robo Boy Optimus Prime. And for this Optimus Prime, I actually got this at Universal Studios Hollywood maybe a couple years ago, and I still have it. You know, I'm thinking about wearing this Optimus Prime mask, but I thought about it. Nah, I'm just gonna go with the plush. So So the description of this. Oh yeah, before we begin, even though it's gonna go on YouTube, please watch the original episode on the Rooster Teeth side in the Screw Attack section. It'll help before coming to my reaction. It'll help out support Rooster Teeth and all that. Anyway, the description reads: the first generation of giant robots battle to find out who is the supreme one. Okay, so I really don't have anything else to say. So let the action begin. In 3, 2, 1, now. Well, that's a bit loud for me. All right.
Across this vast world of different nations
with
different people, it is the clash of opinions which truly divides us. However, there is one universal truth which absolutely everyone can agree on.
Giant robots are freaking awesome!
Yep.
Like Optimus Prime.
Agree on.
Giant robots are freaking awesome!
Thank you, Buffer.
Like Optimus Prime, the original G1 Transformer.
Yeah.
And the RX-78-2, the original Mobile Suit Gundam.
These aren't just any robots, they're the old school classics. The first of their kind, and we're in for a robo battle of East versus West.
Well, Optimus was originally a Japanese toy.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Really?
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot to mention that they're gonna go with the original, not like
Millions
modern.
of years ago, on a distant planet called Cybertron, a great unrest grew between two factions of robotic beings, the Decepticons and the Autobots. With little warning, they found themselves entangled
War for Cybertron
in civil
and Fall
war.
of Cybertron.
Led by that douchebag Megatron, the Decepticons started gunning down any bot they pleased for basically no reason,
yeah, pretty much.
including some guy named Orion Pax, which will be important later. Rest in peace, Robro.
What Megatron didn't know was that this seemingly random encounter would end up reshaping the universe.
Yeah, I even watched the original G1 series.
Gandalf, Orion Pax was rebuilt into something bigger, stronger, and way more recognizable.
The newest commander of the Autobots had risen, Optimus Prime.
Woo!
The Autobots will never
Oh, Peter Cullen, you beautiful
Optimus
man.
is a powerful warrior with tons of awesome robo powers.
As a transformer, he can scan nearby objects and morph his body to resemble
9
one,
million
becoming
years
a
old.
robot in disguise.
His favorite is a
That's
classic
like 26 times throughout the whole
1979
Transformers
Kenworth
franchise. 26
K100
times!
tractor. An
Does that
oldie
include
but
the
a
Michael
goodie
Bay
which
movies?
sports 500 horsepower and can book it over 80 miles per hour. He even gets a trailer, which, when he doesn't need it, mysteriously disappears into thin air.
Pretty much.
No,
Dude,
really, where the hell does that
seriously,
thing go?
Yeah, where does it go?
I need to know.
More importantly, the life force of every Transformer resides in their spark, sort of like a soul. And Optimus is no different, except that his spark gives him a few unique abilities.
Yeah, his spark's pretty rare. Compared to other robo people, it gives him increased strength, speed, and durability. He can shoot laser beams from his hands, fly with either a jetpack or his feet boosters, and move his limbs around while they're detached like some sort of ghost robot Ray-Ban. Ooh!
Ghost Robot Rayman.
Optimus is referred to as a 0.1%er. That is how rare a being of his caliber is.
Nice.
Is that what all those people on Wall Street were protesting?
Even then, many of Optimus's abilities are further enhanced thanks to his possession of one of the most powerful artifacts in Cybertron's history. The Matrix of Leadership.
You got the touch!
Oh, yeah, you know, it's nothing much. It's just a piece of robot god.
The
Robot
Matrix
God.
is a conduit for the power of Primus, the creator of the Transformer race. With this, Optimus can heal some of his most grievous wounds.
What? Not all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when he died.
Yeah.
And use the power of the Matrix.
It's right in the feels there.
Our darkest hour.
Well, he has an impressive arsenal to hopefully keep that particular problem from coming up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Never again.
Never.
Regardless, he
Yeah.
wields the Ion Blaster, a giant death cannon which Prime one-hands like a boss. This big old rifle fires bolts of energy strong enough
Wasn't
to
there
take
some sort of
down
new
most
Transformers,
Decepticons,
show
and can even
going
be
on?
fired into space from ground level. Even better, it never seems to run out of ammo. One can only dream.
Optimus Prime also carries numerous weapons composed of Energon, a raw energy force used by Transformers to power their technology and, well, themselves.
He's got a glowy Energon axe and Energon swords, perfect for slicing up robots of all sizes.
I wanna get that game. I don't
guess
remember
they
what it's
probably
called.
work pretty good on people too.
Fighting fire with fire, Optimus Prime led the fight against the Decepticons for several millennia. Eventually, the war even found its way to our own Earth.
But we've got nothing to worry about with
Nice.
Optimus protecting the planet. He's tanked blasts that would tear other bots apart, like when this mega refinery exploded. It could be seen from outer space.
Wow.
He's punched the ground so hard, the trees around him freaking exploded.
Child's play, Boomstick. He's strong enough to tip this large oil tanker, which, when compared to the real-life Sea-Wise giant, must weigh over 700,000 tons.
He's tossed a satellite into orbit and punched hard enough to crack Six Shot's chest plate.
Who
Six-
boasted that his armor was drawn from the compacted subatomic matter of a collapsed star.
Jesus Christ.
Just to let you know, such a star would have a density of over 300 billion tons per cubic inch. While great density doesn't necessarily beget great toughness, this still means Six Shot's armor was 500 billion times more dense than osmium, the
Osmium?
most dense natural material on Earth.
You're the most dense natural material on Earth.
What did you say?
And our robo-commander wrecked it. He's fast enough to catch up to this Decepticon space shuttle in just 23 seconds.
Given the size of the Earth here and the angle of ascent, we can determine he's moving around 125,000 miles per hour.
Jesus Christ.
He's also a talented leader, capable of commanding 1,000 battles at the same time via the Omniglobe.
Like Skynet, but in a giant disco ball. He's
Okay.
used that crazy strength of his to punch through Megatron, who once tanked an explosion big enough to knock Cybertron out of orbit.
Whoa.
And thanks to the weird robo-magic of the Matrix, he's even defeated Unicorn.
Unicron.
Unicron,
Who's
boy.
basically a giant robot Satan who eats planets.
I actually had that
This
toy
guy
as a
is
kid.
unstoppable.
Not
Unicron figure.
necessarily. Optimus is certainly powerful, but after all is said and done, he has one major weakness.
To violate that law would destroy our honor.
Yeah.
He's just too nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Oh, we still
kinda
love
all
him.
about the whole honor and fair fighting thing, which kind of screwed him over more than once.
Yeah.
And even gotten him killed multiple times. Plus, he killed himself once just because he accidentally broke the rules in a freaking game. Yeah.
But when
What?
his back is to the wall and all hell's breaking loose, he'll fight to the end, riding the eye of the storm.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning, since in the Gundam is piloted by a human. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if Optimus will win this, but I'm still rooting for the guy.
In the year 2179, humanity has embraced the stars.
Well, mostly.
Right. After a somewhat
Okay.
united humanity expanded across the solar system, the ideologies between those on Earth and those in space
That's kinda-
began
that's
to drift
the,
apart. A
reboot
new
of the original. I wanna know
space-noid
what that
republic,
is.
the Principality of Zeon, arose to challenge the Earth
Put in
Federation.
the comments below what that is.
Noid? That like the Domino's pizza mascot, but in space?
No, more like space Nazis.
Oh, Well, I guess it's no surprise that they started a war
Aw.
by gassing a populated space colony and dropping the whole thing on the
not the
planet.
pupper- not the
Man,
puppers.
that's messed up. But that's just how it started. For the real star of the show, some smart guys put their heads together and came up with the coolest thing they could think of. Giant fighting robots.
These were mobile suits, and one of Earth's nuttier engineers had developed a suit which would put all others to shame. This was the RX-78-2, otherwise known as the Gundam.
There have been lots of mobile suits named
Yeah.
Gundam, but this was the original
All
granddaddy
the
of them
different
all.
Gundam models.
This experimental
Damn.
mobile suit was hidden on a remote colony. But before its maiden voyage with the equally classified White Base could begin, it was caught in a surprise Zeon attack.
With just 2 Zaku suits, the Space Nazis wiped out
Space
almost
Nazis.
all of the White Base's military crew. The only people left to save these secret projects were civilians, who had no idea these things even existed.
Among those who rose up was a young boy named Amuro Ray. Brilliant, albeit standoffish, Amuro was actually the son of the Gundam's chief engineer, and had already stumbled upon the mech's coded blueprints.
So he grabbed the owner's manual, jumped in the Gundam, and flew into the fight. Damn, not too shabby for going off just the manual.
Amuro quickly adapted to its complex controls thanks to its learning computer system, designed so the Gundam itself can learn its pilot's limitations and compensate.
Okay.
Its body is made of a super durable Luna titanium alloy called Gundarium. Of course.
Yet another fictional metal that's way better than anything in real life.
For weapons, it's got twin 60mm Vulcan guns for ears.
Vulcan.
It's got a shield that can block shots strong enough to take down warships, and a gravity hammer, a supersized flail that's rocket propelled. Whoever came up with that is my goddamn hero. Same with the guy who built the ultra-destructive beam rifle.
Sorry.
That would be the ingenious Dr. Minovsky. Thanks to him, the beam rifle is a marvelous feat of weapons engineering. Minovsky had developed a way to miniaturize the enormous megaparticle cannons found
Okay.
on warships without losing any power.
The result is a Gundam-sized rifle that can take down entire fleets of ships all on its own. It's like having a pistol with all the power of 1,000 tanks.
Damn.
A single shot could easily tear through a 13,000-ton Musai-class warship.
Jesus.
Given the official stats of this ship, to tear it asunder like so would require a strike worth nearly 9,000 tons of TNT.
Sure, the beam rifle only has 16 shots, but who really cares when you just need one?
Last but not least, the Gundam carries 2 retractable beam sabers.
Because you can't have space battles without royalty-free lightsabers.
But all these amazing weapons
Royalty-free.
would be useless without an exceptional pilot. Despite still technically being a civilian, Amuro became the main pilot for the Gundam. Turns out, his skill was mostly thanks to his previously unknown abilities. Amuro was a new type.
Like, Pokemon?
See, apparently humankind was never meant to live under gravity's pull. In space, without it literally weighing down their souls, some humans developed psychic powers.
That
What?
is the dumbest backstory for why someone gets powers. And
What?
we've heard a lot of them, Wiz. So what, he can like read minds or something?
Sort of. These powers and their capabilities have little definition, often differing between different people. Most new types can instantly understand each other upon contact, even drawing kinship between sworn enemies. Amuro's abilities in particular grant him something akin to precognition. He can predict exactly what will happen on the battlefield
Of
and
course
where
he
his
can.
enemies will be.
Of
and
course
can
he can.
capitalize on it if he reacts fast enough.
How could he possibly predict I'd attack from the other side?
Because he's Xavier.
He shot down targets too fast for the eye to see and navigated his friends through a collapsing fortress with no casualties. By the end of the war, his own reflexes were pushing the limits of the Gundam itself.
A magnetic coating was added to the Gundam to compensate, reducing the suit's friction and increasing its speed by 27%.
Okay.
Over 14 years of military service, Amuro became a legendary pilot. He even learned how to use these super fast funnel guns with his Psycho powers.
Speaking of speed, the Gundam is comparable to the red Zaku piloted by Amuro's rival Char, which is 3 times faster than the standard green model.
During the first large-scale battle
Okay.
with mobile suits, a Zaku flew through the battlefield in 7 seconds.
By comparing the 1,072-foot-long Magellan-class starships in the distance,
Okay.
we can tell the Zaku flew over 7 miles.
Oh, okay.
This puts the standard Zaku's top speed just under Mach 5. When tripled to compare to Char, this means the Gundam can move at least 11,000 miles per hour.
God damn.
15 times the speed of sound.
I think Optimus was
Eyeballing
faster.
it with Amuro's new type powers and magnetic coating, it's possible the Gundam can move as fast as Mach 25. Though anything over that would put it dangerously close to re-entry speeds, which its chassis cannot survive on its own.
The Gundam is strong enough to lift and throw this goofy mobile suit, and tough enough to power through a magnetic field that's 7,200 degrees Fahrenheit. It survived plenty of really big explosions, including a detonating asteroid and a nuclear blast which wrecked Amuro's home colony.
Jesus.
I bet it could wipe out the space Nazis all on its own.
It nearly did. Amuro and his Gundam were instrumental to the war effort. It doesn't matter how much the Gundam was burned. It would always stand up, dispel the fear, and fly.
Machine, machine, machine. Okay.
Die!
Okay then.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle! Giant robot fight!
Giant robot fight. Okay. All right, Optimus, boy, you got this. Oh, the arc. Oh.
Amuro, come in. Where are you?
I'm hoping you would.
Checking something out, Sayla. It's more than meets the eye.
Get back to White Base. If there's trouble, we can't send backup.
I hope Optimus still wins this. I love that sound. Boy!
I told you.
Oh, Optimus, I know that you don't like to harm organics or humans or whatever, but I hope you still win this.
There you are.
Of course, with the fucking psychic. Look at the music, though. Woo!
Vile Decepticon, I have been in battle
Really?
for countless eons.
So he thinks the Gundam's a Decepticon. Okay. I'll buy that. I'll buy it. Oh God! Sorry.
Today,
Where'd that come from? Wonder how this is gonna end.
I hate gravity.
Will you stop with the psychic? Woo! Come on, boy! You got this, boy! Come on! Let's go, son! Woo! Look at it go! Oh, little wheel attack, nice! Woo!
Stop that.
Oh no!
I'm just bad.
I must stand, so you shall fall.
Yeah! Matrix! Did he know?
What?
Woo! Woo!
He's got the touch! He's got the
Power!
The Gundam was an impressive machine, and Amuro was a skilled pilot, but Optimus's millions of years of battle experience completely overshadowed Amuro's 14. Also, we already know that Optimus was over 6 times faster
Yeah.
and 9,000 times stronger.
Yep.
Holy hell! Who knew Optimus was so freaking buff? But the Gundam held plenty of its own advantages. With Amuro's super future sense powers, he could keep up with Optimus's speed. And with the Gundam's firepower, who cares how much it could lift?
Unfortunately, the Gundam's limited ammunition meant this couldn't last. And even then, Optimus could certainly survive a shot from the beam rifle.
Yeah.
Remember that refinery explosion Optimus survived? The one you could see from outer space?
Yeah.
This blast left an enormous gash on the planet Cybertron. To measure the power of this explosion, we needed to compare it to the curve of the planet. Now, Cybertron's size is pretty inconsistent throughout G1 Transformers history.
Yeah.
But even when using the alternating sizes between the cartoon and the comics, the blast is far more destructive than the beam rifle in both cases.
And Optimus just walked right out of that bitch. And this isn't some weird outlier just out of the comics either. In the cartoon, Megatron survived a blast that pushed Cybertron out of orbit. And he's pretty comparable to Optimus.
To be fair, the Gundam boasted some impressive durability feats too.
Like when Amuro accidentally blew up a Zaku's nuclear reactor right in his own face. Hey, give him a break. It was his first time.
This explosion created a hole in the space colony which sucked out Amuro's father.
Whoops. On the bright side, he's gonna save some money on Father's Day gifts, right?
And with his heightened mind, we deduced the scope of the explosion.
It's over 150,000 kilotons of TNT. That's 10,000 times more powerful than the bomb that dropped on Hiroshima, but still nowhere close to the refinery explosion Optimus survived.
Also, the Gundam couldn't dodge Optimus's ion blaster forever. It was fast enough to strike targets in orbit from ground level. That puts its laser speed over 3 million miles per hour.
Even when he knew it was coming, Amuro couldn't react quick enough to dodge or block anything that fast. And even then, Optimus's time in the Omni-Globe proves he can think way faster than Amuro.
And just to blow your mind even more, in order to obliterate Unicron with the Matrix, the energy output must have equaled more than 40 Yoda tons of TNT.
Yoda tons?
Like the Star Wars game.
Not Yoda.
And you know what they say, size matters not, especially when Optimus has defeated opponents as big as Devastator.
Like
The
Devastator.
Gundam was a powerful mobile suit with some astonishing firepower, but was ultimately outmatched by the Autobot's strength, speed, durability, and experience.
Woo!
I'd say Optimus was primed for this fight.
God damn it,
The
Boomstick.
winner is Optimus
Our
Prime.
boy! Our boy! Woo! I should have worn a shirt for
If you want to see the
this.
exclusive commentary in this episode, just click that little box over there.
And if you want the battle music for yourself, click the link down below and you can get it off of iTunes.
Okay, who's next? Who's next? The first ever live-action death battle. Where's the mouse? Is that Nightwing versus Daredevil? Oh my god! What? Oh my god! Episode 99. Oh my god! Then we're one episode away from for Wisdom Boomstick to be animated into this. Nightwing versus Daredevil. Oh my god! Yeah, I like both of them, but like I said, I'm more into Marvel than DC. I mean, I know about Nightwing. I think he used to be Robin, but Batman had a lot of Robins going on, and there's a lot of names to go through. And I'm sorry about Batman fans, but Daredevil, whew, I only like seeing like the one movie of it. I haven't seen like the Netflix version. I remember Daredevil from the Spider-Man animated series, and that's pretty much all I know about Daredevil. And I know that I'm calling this pretty early, but I'm voting for but I know Daredevil will win this one, because if I remember from the movie, even though he's blind, he still has kind of like this think like Toph from Avatar. She's blind, but when she feels like some sort of vibration in the earth, that's where she, like, in a way, sees her opponents. For Daredevil, in a way like that, but instead of, like, feeling, like, the vibrations on the ground, he hears, like, certain noises. Like, if you were to, like, a knock on a wall, and he's, like, I don't know, 50 feet away, he would hear that. Well, in a way, hear that. Or at least, I'm trying to, like how bats navigate. I'm guessing something like that. I don't know. But we'll get back to that. Optimus, our boy, he won! Yeah! And I should have worn a shirt for this. I have like one or two Transformer shirts in there, and I didn't wear one of them. But a plush is still good enough. You know, another thing I forgot to say at the beginning of the video, that I did watch a majority of Gundam series, but the last one I watched was, what was it, Gundam G? The one where the pilots, instead of like pushing buttons or pedals and all that, they're in like this full body spandex, and if the, in a way, pilot punches, the Gundam does the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? I think it was Gundam G. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. So that's a pretty good episode. And yes, by the way, yes, I cut my hair on Sunday, and I'll say the same thing when my No Matter Nowhere episode 9 reaction comes. But still, pretty awesome that our boy won. I can't wait for this. And the first ever live action death battle. Woo-wee! I can't wait for that one. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's an awesome death battle. Love it. Loving the music to it. And I can't wait for the next death battle. So, until the next time, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts of this episode in the comment section down below. If you liked the video and you enjoyed it, go ahead and click the subscribe button. And be sure to hit the bell button to be notified of my latest reactions. And follow me on Twitter at FreelancerAmber for pretty much the same thing, or just random shit in general. And if you want to support me even further, consider becoming a patron on my Patreon page. Only $3 a month, you get my reactions early, and it'll help out the channel for better videos. So remember to stay awesome, be nice to animals, don't be dicks, keep moving forward, till all are one, and I will see you all in the next video!